One day, Mr. Brown came into a feed store. He brought his little boy, Joe, and his little girl, Sally. But where is Sally?
Hey, Joey, come here.
I did. I'd like to have one myself.
What? Look at all the baby chicks. How many are there?
Let's count the chicks. How does Sally count?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's right. Now let's see how Joe counts the chicks in the other pen.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
That's right. 5 chicks in this pen. Now the owner of the feed store wants to clean one of the pens, so he moves all the chicks into the other pen. How many chicks are there altogether?
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh dear, I don't know which is which.
Yes, it is hard to count so many, isn't it? Can we find an easier way to count them? Let's find some things we all can count. How many children in this picture? How many boys? How many girls? Joe wants to know how many marbles there are in this bag. That's not so easy, because we can't see all the marbles at once. Let's take them out of the bag and put them in this box one at a time. Now we can count the marbles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 marbles. All the marbles have been taken from the bag, and we have counted each marble once. Now what else shall we count? Here, Betty has some blocks. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. Or we can count the blocks in a different way, like this. We can say, this is the first block, this is the second block, this is the third block, this is the fourth block, the fifth block, the sixth block. When we want to know how many there are, we count the blocks this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. Now we'll move the blocks around a little. How many blocks are there now? Well, we don't have to count the blocks again. There still are 6 blocks, and it doesn't matter which is first, second, or third. Counting is fun, isn't it? Now, let's put our things away before milk time. Joe is going to put the blocks back in the cabinet. They belong on the third shelf from the top. Will Joe count 1, 2, 3? He wants to know which is the third shelf. So he finds the first shelf, second shelf, the third shelf from the top. Instead of wanting to know how many shelves there are, he just wanted to find the third shelf so he could put the blocks on it. Do you see the difference? Now Mary and Joe are going to go out to bring a bottle of milk for each boy and girl. So we'll have to count the children. Let's count them as they go by. If we look away for just a moment, we can't be sure we counted everyone. How many children went by? We just don't know. So Mary and Joe will use better ways of counting the children. Mary will collect their milk tickets at one table, and Joe will make a mark on a piece of paper for each child who goes by his table. If each one puts a ticket on Mary's table, we can count the tickets and find out how many children there are. And then, just to be sure, we'll count the children another way. If Joe makes a mark for each one, then we can count the marks and find out how many children there are. Now, Joe has a mark for each child who went by his table. He makes a mark for Mary and one for himself. Now, do we have all the tickets? No, we need to get Joe's ticket. There, and Mary's ticket. Now we do have all the tickets. You count them. $11 tickets. So, how many children? Just to be sure, let's count the marks on Joe's paper. $11. So, how many children? How many bottles of milk do we need? All right, while Mary and Joe go for the milk, let's take some different kinds of blocks and build a house. While we build the house, we'll make a mark for each block we use. Then we'll know how many blocks there are in the house. How many blocks altogether in this house? We can't see all the blocks, but we can count them by counting the marks on the paper. Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 marks on the paper. That means 9 blocks in the house, even when we can't see the house at all. Let's write the number of blocks in the house like this. Now we don't have to count the marks or the blocks again. We can move the blocks around and even put them away. We still know there were 9 blocks in the house. Why, that's easy. 5 marks. But look at this. Now how many marks are there? They're not so easy to count this way. Can we move them around a little so they'll be easier to count? There. How many marks? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 2 more, 16, 17 marks. Now we write the number of marks so we won't have to count the marks again. Now we know there are 17 marks. Remember the house we built a little while ago? How many blocks were in the house? Well, we don't have to count the blocks again. We counted them once and wrote the number down. We can see from this number just how many blocks were in the house. That's right, 9 blocks. Now let's see if what we have learned will help us count the chickens in the feed store. Joe and Sally are going to count the chicks. Let's count with them. There's a group close together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 chicks. We'll write the number so we won't forget it. 5 chicks. Now let's make a mark on the paper for each of the other chicks. 3 chicks together in a group, and another group of 3, and 1 all by itself. Now we can count the chicks. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 chicks in the pen. Now that we know how many chicks there are, let's write the number down so we won't have to count them again. 12 chicks. Haven't we learned how to count a lot of things?